This item is from the Federal Register for March the 1st, 2024, and we're looking at the International Trade Administration and this item on anti-dumping or countervailing duty investigations. And there are three important concepts on this post. One is the sunset review, that you'll find this on the Federal Register a lot, that whenever they passed acts or duties or decrees, the government will put a sunset clause on it to where that item will be reviewed, whether it shall be continued or discontinued in a certain amount of time. That's a prudent way to govern. Um, on the Federal Register, you will see anti-dumping duties placed on a lot of things. And what that is other countries will dump items in America, meaning that the prices will be lower than market prices here in America, with the idea that Americans will buy the cheaper product from foreign countries, which is a detriment to manufacturers here in America if they can't sell their products. So the government keeps a watch on that and will um, institute anti-dumping decrees. Now, you would think that it would be good for Americans to have cheaper products. In a laissez-faire or free enterprise, that would be true, but you're dealing in a big world where there are American manufacturers that need a little bit of protection, especially with managed economies that can subsidize a certain manufacturing sector to create products at lower prices and then ship them to America with the insidious idea to undermine our manufacturing capability. And that is sort of what the countervailing duty proceedings are about. You can look at some of the items involved: cast iron, soil pipe, large residential washers, steel wheels, utility scale wind towers, and I've seen garlic on here before. Um, the countervailing duty is described as a tariff or tax levied on imported goods that are subsidized by the exporting country's government. The purpose of countervailing duty is to neutralize the negative effects of subsidies on domestic producers in the importing country. Countervailing duty is imposed under World Trade Organization WTO rules after an investigation finds that a foreign country subsidizes its exports, injuring domestic producers in the importing country. So that is a protection for the producers, manufacturers in America to institute a countervailing duty. Now, the question is, who gets that payment? Who who gets the money that comes under the countervailing duty? Because if you have like cast iron soil pipe from China, if that's being subsidized to be made in China and it's shipped here at a cheaper price to be bought by American companies, and the American government institutes a countervailing duty, does the American companies get to buy that pipe at the cheaper price, but American government collects the countervailing duty and that money goes into their racketeering slush fund, basically? How is the American company ever uh, the manufacturers of comparable products here in America, do they have to go to the American government and say, hey, we know that this other American company bought some soil pipe at a cheaper price from China, and we know you collected a countervailing duty. Could we get our cut? So throwing the government there in the mix, it it makes things complicated, and for the average citizen, it it's just something to think about. That there's a lot going on.